it's been quite varied, but interestingly, all working with around supporting people addressing inclusion in one way or another. So my first early career was working with children. I used to be a residential social worker, I ran youth clubs. I also then ran a mentoring project across Warwickshire for black and mixed racial people. I then went into working at a housing association actually, but within that housing association, it was a project that was managing and working with people who are unemployed, New Deal for unemployed, if anybody out there remembers that then. Then I went into service delivery. I was a service delivery manager and area manager for victim support, then became a director and then became their head of inclusion. And so I've been working as a head of inclusion now in different organisations for probably about 15 years, but all my other supplementary roles have had an inclusion lens. In terms of a particular career highlights with each job, I really remember working at the project that we used to run in Warwickshire called Achieve Mentoring Scheme, and we supported young black, African, Caribbean and mixed racial people in schools and colleges. And it was just really great to see them flourish, to see them grow. Some of them had such negative connotations about them, they weren't believed they were going to achieve, and it was so good to see them do really, really well. And it showed you with a positive role model, you can really achieve, and none of that's changed. We could still, unfortunately, due to a lot of funding, a lot of mentoring schemes and community funded mentoring schemes don't carry on, but that showed me in itself, I saw it for myself, how that if you have positive role models in your life, you have youth programs, you have support, you can achieve to be really successful. And it's sad to say it that 20 plus years later, we're dealing with a lot of the same issues around black youth. Another career highlight was when I was the head of diversity for victim support, and just see the culture change. When I first started that job, not everybody understands why diversity is important. People were like, what's this? Why do we need a job? And I think, you know, the organisation was way ahead of the game. That was in 2007 I started that job of head of diversity. And again, the job has continued, there's still so much to do. But I suppose my biggest achievements were seeing other people going, well, why aren't we doing that to stress inclusion? What about this? And to see other people buy in and understand why it's important. Also, great achievements. I think we were in the top 100 in the Stonewall Workplace Equality Index since 2010. And we were, I think, the top charity 2 or 3 times, in the top 3, I think, for a number of years and continue to be so. We were the first charity, national charity, to achieve Leaders in Diversity. We won a Business Disability Forum award, and it was just a really, really good place to work and really embedded and addressed inclusion. I suppose in a nutshell, my specialisms would be LGBT+, done a lot of work with Stonewall over the years, but very much as an ally. I was happy to receive an award a couple of years ago for that. Race, mental health and disability. What it is, but I've always been interested in roles and jobs and careers and even voluntary work where I am supporting and helping people, often who are either disadvantaged or there are inequalities from one reason or another. My friend a friend of mine who used to laugh and go, oh my god, your CV at 18 is going to have so much on it, because from 15 I've been doing voluntary work with adults and children, learning disabilities, young children. I've always had that in me, I don't know why. I do come from a family who come from a lot of carers in the health service, for example, and other areas. So whether that's something that all of us do, I truly believe the passion, we have to do this. And now, so many events over the years have even enlightened many people to understand why we still need to keep driving for this work. There's so much inequality, so many awful events happening throughout the year that let people realise there is a long way to go. One thing that, if I could say one thing to organisations in terms of what they could do to move forward in inclusion, is don't have a fear, because often people come to me and go, oh my gosh, we've got so much to do, what do we do, where do we start? Every organisation has something good that they're doing. Whatever you're doing, even if you've got issues, you've had difficulties, there's always going to be something good you're doing. So work and build on that, do a review, do an assessment, and take steps. It's not going to happen overnight, but I sort of try to fear out of it, because I don't know where to start. You start with where you're at, you do a baseline, you do a review, and you take your time to move forward in the time that you can, do it properly, and I think that would enable you to take that fear out, because you can do it. Diversity does make a difference, and it's not going to happen overnight.